goodness. Hello? Can you, why isn't it zooming? Okay, patience, Cora, patience. There we go. Oh, brother. Just like last time, have my optimism, so let's see what we can find. I'm just making laps. 6 books. My mouth went like this. Remember, future me. I gotta see what happens to Kingsley. I always get a little emotional when I return a library book or books. Chat with Cora. I've been loving this combo. It has been quite the ultimate bookish day, and it's not over. Never say never. Hello everyone, my name is Cora. Welcome back to my channel, Pampered Pages, and welcome to an ultimate bookish day in my life. We are going to spend a day pampering ourselves amongst the pages. I have several bookish stops on today's agenda, and I'm taking you along with me for all the sips, shelves, and bookish perusing. Up first is the Book Rescuers. I will link in this description my previous videos in which I take you guys along with me to the Book Rescuers. I haven't been in quite some time, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they have done with their new store. It is one of those places that I just let speak to me. I let the shelves spit out books and see what I can find. I do, however, have my list just in case. I also have my sips. I have my bags. I'm breaking out my Shakespeare & Co. tote today. And I also, just like last time, have my optimism. So let's see what we can find. First things first, I'm going to crank up this AC. I will say, compared to these last few mornings, weeks, really, the weather this morning here in Florida feels pretty nice, but I know I will eat those words in like 30 minutes. I feel like every time I come in here, I just blank out and get lost amongst the shelves and the spines. But I'm here, and I'm perusing, and I haven't found anything yet. I've seen a few promising titles, but I'm just making laps. I will say, the banned book section had so many books this time. Lots of childhood favorites, but nothing really has spoken to me yet. So, TBD. I almost said 2BD. Per my last video update in which I was talking, I had mentioned that I hadn't found anything yet, and to be honest, I didn't know if I would. I was perusing hard. I was making those laps, but I hadn't found anything yet. And then up front, they had several big blue bookshelves with just a general assortment of books, and I had made my way up there. I feel like those shelves just magically started spitting out titles at me because I looped around a couple of times and, you know, looked at all of the titles, and some of these books
were not there
the first time. I know. But my grand total was $16.53. And I managed to leave with 6 books. I'm very excited. I also had a nice conversation with the bookseller up front, and we bonded over one of these particular titles, just a wee bit. But I'm going to share these titles before I head into my next location. I'm already there. I was just so hot. After I left, I'd been holding this stack of books. I was getting a little sweaty. I was a little nervous, to be completely honest. I was just a little overwhelmed, a little overstimulated. But we're here, and we're cooled off, and I am still drinking my coffee, so The first title that I picked up is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, and I have had this book in my possession before. I've read it, but I donated it years ago, and now I have it again. I had the original cover initially, but I'm excited to have this one. I'm going to read it again at some point. And yes, the next book I found was The Library of Lost Dollhouses by Elise Hooper. This one sounds good. This one sounds right at my alley. Lost Bookshop vibes. I don't know. Did I show it? There you go. That's the second one. And then, okay, so this next book, do I have this on hold at my library? Is it one of my pending holds? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check now because I have it, but I'm very, very excited for this one. It's Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So excited. I am currently reading a Taylor Jenkins Reid read at the moment, which I'm going to talk about more once I get home. But this was the next one after Atmosphere that I want to read, and it was there. Somebody pulled up and I'm nervous now. They pulled up right beside me, which is fine, but I'm a little shy. And I lost my train of thought. This next book I'm going to share. Oh, they're just vibing in their car like me, which is totally fine. Like we can vibe together. This next book, there's a long story. Not really. I'm going to make it short. I have checked out from the library at this current moment in time. I've been reading it as an ebook, but to be completely honest, I have just not been vibing with the ebook format. So I did check out a physical copy from my library, and it's there. That's actually not where I'm at, but I'm going next. Spoiler alert. But I found it at the Book Rescuers. It was turned around like this, and I was like,
that looks oddly familiar.
My fellow page pamperers, we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. My mouth went like this when I saw it. Like I said, it was turned around like this, but it looked familiar. It's small, the colors, I had a hunch, you could say. It was a joyous occasion. I'm very excited to continue along. Now, when I go to the library,
I think I should just turn it back in.
I mean, I'm going to. This next title, many moons ago, I believe I saw at Costco, back when my Costco sold books. R.I.P. my book section at Costco. That title is The First Ladies by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. She's a little big, but I feel like it's going to be a very good read. I did look up some reviews, and the consensus was overall fairly positive. Oh, look, the last person to read this finished it in November of 2023. But I believe, I could be completely wrong, but I believe this is a dual POV book. Last, but certainly not least, is a book by an author that I have seen floating around. The author, not literally, but his books. And it is my Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. The blurb spoke to me as a girly who was very close with her grandmother. This feels like it could be emotional. I did also look up the reviews for it as well, and people seem to really like the narrator. I believe she's a 7-year-old girl. I'm not sure if she's the narrator the entire time, but she is a narrator. Currently, I am at the Barnes & Noble, because I have a book in anticipated release that came out this week. I believe it came out this week. Days Blend, but I did order it online and it became available to pick up. So that is what I'm here for. I may also need to use the restroom. I have no plans on purchasing anything else, but you know, my heart may want to peruse when I get in there, so that could happen. I'm not saying it won't. Never say never. I'm going to have myself a bookish peruse, and this title caught my eye. This cover caught my eye too. The blurb sounds interesting. I'm going to see if my library has it today, but I'm filming this so I can remember future me. book I went in to get was Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This is the third book. It just came out. It has been a while. I was thinking about it this morning, and it's been a while since I finished the second book. So I'm going to give myself a bit of a refresher before I start the third here, but I am excited. I was talking to the bookseller in there, and she was asking me, I think she had said she had read the first and she hadn't read the second yet, and she was like, should I continue along? And I was like, I like it. I feel like you learn more about the world and the characters as the books progress. And then of course we have a little Kingsley, so I gotta see what happens to Kingsley. Another anticipated release has been released. I can't believe it. This year is flying by in terms of anticipated release publications, which is exciting, but that just means we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, and I wish I had like 4 more sets of eyeballs and mini brains so that I could just continue to read and read and read, because I have been having such a fun summer reading time and I don't want it to stop. I just want to pause time and read everything. Unlimited reading time. I think that would be fantastic. I am now going to head to my final destination. A fun kind, not a scary kind, the library.
I will see you in a few minutes.
It's time to return some books and then maybe add some more to my library TBR. But if you've watched any of my latest videos, particularly my most recent library haul, then all of these titles will look familiar. Up first, I am going to be returning The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is one of my favorite reads of the year so far. It's still in my top 5, and I do have a full book trailer and spoiler-free review up on my channel if you want to give that a watch. Had a great time. 10 out of 10. Do recommend. And then up next is a book I read in a day. I know, I was very impressed with myself, but that book was In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. This book had me emotional, and I figured that would be the case, but it wasn't for reasons I thought. There were definitely some themes and relationships that hit me right in the heart. And then last but not least, oh my goodness, my camera is overheating, but we're still recording, so let's keep going. I'm going to be returning The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is a title I've seen for a while, years, and I'm thankful to have finally have read it. I found myself really connecting with the story, the main character, and I just found the takeaways to be quite invaluable. So those are going to be the 3 books I return. I also need to remember to return my hold because I have it now. Let's head in and have some fun, because you know what our dear friend Arthur and pals say. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. It is not as cool as it was earlier, and I'm feeling a little emotional. I don't know about you guys, but I always get a little emotional when I return a library book or books that I really loved. It's a little bittersweet. I am back in the sauna that could potentially be my car if I didn't have AC on. I have digested those words I spoke earlier. It is quite toasty now, but I did check out one of the books that I found at Barnes & Noble that piqued my interest, Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. A little fact about me, I am the eldest sister in my family and just the eldest in general, and over the years, throughout my reading experience, my reading journey, I have found myself being quite drawn to stories about family, family dynamics, sisters, sisterhood. So I'm not surprised that this caught my attention. I do want to read the top part of the blurb. 3 estranged sisters return to their family home in New York after their beloved 4th sister's death in this unforgettable story of grief, hope, and the complexities of family. I'm excited to get to this one. I do have 2 more physical books checked out from the library. Currently, I am almost in the middle of one, and then I have the other. Just moving and grooving through these library books. It's been a library summer. One of my goals this year was to go to my library more, and I feel like I have been accomplishing that goal, and I'm loving it. I love spending time at the library and supporting my local library, and we did that today. Oh my goodness gracious. We're overheating again. Okay, this was the last of my stops And now I'm going to head home and continue this ultimate bookish day in my life. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a couch chat together. A couch chat with Cora, that's me. But I'm home, I'm changed. I feel cleaner and less sweaty. I did have a little moment where I panicked a wee bit. My shirt, as you saw, is like a blue color, and I've worn it before and I've washed it. But when I took it off, my armpits were blue and it scared me just a wee bit, but it came off and we're good. But at first I was a little concerned. We were having a little afternoon shower, but that just adds to the ambiance because I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I do want to talk about my current read, some bookish reading updates, if you will. To preface, I feel like this has been a summer of hashtag relatable reads, and I've been enjoying every page, every moment, every tear that has escaped my eyeballs. Currently, I am reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'm also at the same time listening to the audiobook. I have heard great things for the audiobook, and let me just say, I've been loving this combo. To set the scene, every night I get in bed, turn to my current page, prop my phone up, start that audiobook, and I am lost into the world that is this, which is the 1970s. Primarily. Another recent read is one I had seen on a book talk for a very long time. These covers in this series have also always caught the attention of my eyeballs, and it is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This was my go-to hot girl walk audiobook of choice these last few days, and let's just say this Florida weather wasn't the only thing bringing the heat. Another fact about me, when I was a child, a wee little girl, all I wanted for my birthday, for Christmas, for any holiday event, special occasion that involved gifts, all I wanted was a horse, specifically a black horse with a white stripe going down its forehead. Did I get that horse? No. It's the dream. Even more so now that I've finished Done and Dusted, I just want to get on the back of a horse, bond, and right away. It's also my Patronus. A mare, a white mare, I believe, was my Patronus when I took that quiz back in the day. That was a train of thought that really took off. I did go ahead, though, and put a hold on the second book, which is titled Swift and Saddled. And I believe, I'm pretty positive, that book is about Emmy's brother. Not her first oldest brother, but her second oldest brother. And a character that was mentioned in the first book. Dare I say, and I do say, it has been quite the ultimate bookish day, and it's not over because I'm about to jump in to my current read and maybe take a nap. I don't know. Probably not, though, to be completely honest. But I've loved today. It's been so much fun. I enjoyed going to my favorite used bookstore in the area, going to Barnes & Noble and picking up another anticipated release, and then topping everything off with a trip to the library for some returns and a new checkout. And thank you, if you're still watching, for coming along, staying till the very end of this ultimate bookish day. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you soonish. Bye!